Filo the Flamingo and the Fantastic Frogs. It was a bright, shiny morning at Lily Lagoon, and the sunlight sparkled on the water like diamonds. Filo the Flamingo stretched his long, white wings, giving them a gentle flap. The pink tips shimmered in the light. "Today feels like a learning day," Filo said cheerfully. He loved exploring, meeting new friends, and discovering things he'd never seen before. As he waded through the shallow water on his tall, coral-pink legs, Filo heard something unusual. "Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit." He froze. What in the world was that sound? It wasn't a bird. It wasn't the wind. It sounded like a burping duck. Filo tiptoed, well, as much as a flamingo can tiptoe, toward the sound. He peeked behind a tall bunch of cattails, and saw a tiny green creature sitting on a lily pad. "Hello," Filo said with his friendliest smile. The little creature blinked its big, round eyes. "Ribbit." "Oh. Hello. You scared me." "My name's Frankie the Frog." "Who are you?" "I'm Filo the Flamingo," he said proudly. "I've never met anyone like you before." "What are you?" Frankie puffed out his chest. "I'm a frog. We live in the water and on land. I can swim, hop, and sing songs at night." Filo tilted his head. "Wow. I can stand on one leg for hours, but I can't hop like that." Frankie laughed. "Maybe I can teach you." Frankie gathered a few frog friends. "Okay, Filo, we'll start with a small jump. Bend your legs and spring up like this. Boing. Boing. Boing." Filo bent his long flamingo knees, took a deep breath, and splash! He landed right in the middle of the pond, sending lily pads flying everywhere. The frogs laughed and cheered. "That was a great splash hop," said Frankie. Filo giggled too. "Maybe I'll stick to standing for now." Once they stopped laughing, Filo grew curious. "You said you live in water and on land. How does that work?" Frankie pointed proudly at a group of tiny creatures swimming nearby. "See those little tadpoles? They're baby frogs. They don't have legs yet, just tails. They live underwater until they grow up." Filo leaned closer. "They look like swimming commas." "That's amazing." Frankie nodded. "When we grow legs, we can hop out of the water and live on land too. We breathe air with our lungs, just like you." Filo's eyes widened. "So you start as a fish and end up like a bird? That's so cool." Frankie chuckled. "Not quite like a bird, we don't have feathers or wings. But we do like singing." As the sun began to dip below the trees, the frogs gathered around the edge of the pond. "Every night," said Frankie, "we sing to talk to each other. It's how we find our friends and tell stories." Filo settled beside them, folding his long legs. The air grew calm and golden. Then, softly, the frogs began to sing. "Ribbit, ribbit, 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 roo." Their voices blended into a gentle rhythm that echoed across the water. Filo listened in awe. "It's beautiful," he whispered. "Like music from the stars." Frankie smiled. "Every creature has a song, Filo. You just have to listen closely." Suddenly, dark clouds rolled in. The wind picked up, and raindrops began to fall, plip, plop, ploop. "Oh no," cried Filo. "What do we do?" Frankie and his friends quickly hopped under a big leaf. "We love water, but heavy rain can wash our lily pads away. We have to stay safe." Filo thought fast. "Climb on my back. I'll keep you above the water." The frogs leaped onto Filo's soft feathers. He carefully waded to a tall patch of reeds where the water was calm. When the storm passed, a rainbow stretched across the sky. The frogs cheered and thanked Filo for saving them. "You may not hop," said Frankie, "but you sure know how to help." Filo blushed. "We all have our own special talents, even if they're different." As the sun reappeared, Philo and the frogs watched their reflections in the water. Frankie said, "You know, Philo, frogs and flamingos aren't that different. We both love the water, and we both like to sing." Philo laughed. "You're right, Frankie. And we both like learning new things, especially about friends who are different from us." The frogs began their evening song once more, and this time, Philo joined in with a happy flam. Flam, noise that made everyone laugh. From that day on, every time Philo passed by the pond, he would stop to say hello, and maybe try another hop. And every time he did, all the frogs would cheer. "Go, Philo! Go, Philo! Ribbit, ribbit, yay!"